So much energy goes into planning a trip, booking flights, choosing hotels, scheduling tours. But what happens when a trip's over? How do you make sure that these incredible memories don't fade into your camera roll, or worse, into the busyness of your everyday life? Today, we're talking about how to bring your trip home with you, not just in your suitcase, but in the way you remember it for years to come. Hey, I'm Angela. I moved from the US to Europe 6 years ago, and in that time, I've planned dozens of trips across Europe. And one of the things that I've learned is it's not just the planning and logistics that make a trip special. It's how you capture it, how you remember it. That's why I started my blog, Notes from Europe, to help thoughtful travelers skip the stress and get to the good part. And today, we're wrapping up this entire video series with something most travel guides never talk about: how to bring your trip home in a way that keeps the experience alive long after the vacation ends. When people think about souvenirs, they often picture plastic keychains or t-shirts that get tossed in a drawer and forgotten. But the best souvenirs can be so much more than that. Souvenirs are physical memory keepsakes. And when chosen well, they can make your home feel layered with meaning, not cluttered with stuff. Some of my favorite souvenirs have been artisan-made pieces, things like textiles, handmade ceramics, or local artwork. They're beautiful, they tell a story, and they usually support small businesses or family-owned shops. I'll never forget buying a ceramic pine cone at the end of a trip to Sicily. In Sicily, these pine cones are a traditional symbol of fertility and prosperity, and they're found all over balconies and storefronts. Now that mine sits on my shelf here at home, I think about that trip every time I see it. The hospitality, the food, the colors. It's one of those little things that keeps the memory close. Another type of meaningful souvenir is something that you made yourself, like a handmade carnival mask from a craft workshop in Venice, or a ceramic tile that you painted yourself at a class in Lisbon. When you participate in that act of creation, the object becomes a powerful reminder of the experience, not just a thing you bought. And then, of course, there are photos. But I don't just mean the 700 photos sitting on your camera roll. I mean printing the ones that matter, framing them, displaying them in your space so that they become a part of your daily life. In fact, there's even research that shows people who display travel photos at home experience increased happiness and life satisfaction. Don't leave your travel memories languishing on cloud storage. After all, you deserve the positive mood boost that they can bring to your life every day. Last year, I was in Florence and I did something a little out of the ordinary for me. I hired a photographer, not for a wedding or a special event, just for me. I wanted to remember that trip in a way that felt real and beautiful, not just selfies in front of a landmark, but photos that captured the feeling of being there. We met early in the morning when the city was still quiet. We wandered through golden alleyways and snapped photos in front of some of Florence's most iconic buildings. The light was soft, the streets were peaceful, and for once, I was in the pictures instead of just behind the camera. And those photos, still one of my most treasured souvenirs. Have you ever brought home a souvenir that really meant something to you, or booked a photo shoot during a trip? I'd love to hear what it was and why it stuck with you. Share it in the comments so that we can all get a little bit of inspiration from your story. So let's talk about how to actually do this. How to turn your trip into something you'll remember long after you return. First, when shopping for souvenirs, aim for quality and meaning. Look for pieces that are handmade, local, or tied to a specific tradition. Ask questions, learn about the maker, and trust your instincts. If something speaks to you, it probably has a story worth remembering. And don't underestimate the small stuff either. Ticket stubs, handwritten menus, dried flowers from a hike. These tiny tokens can go in a scrapbook, a travel journal, or a shadow box. They're a physical evidence of the stories you'll tell for years. Second, if you're interested in booking a photo shoot during your vacation, I recommend using Flytographer. It's a platform that connects you with vetted professional photographers in cities all around the world. I've used them multiple times and I'm always blown away by how great the photos turn out. And finally, don't wait too long to print out your photos. Within a week or two of getting home, go through your favorites and order a few prints. Otherwise, life gets busy and those pictures often disappear into digital storage. You don't need to frame everything, just enough to make your space feel like it reflects your experiences. If you've enjoyed this series, then I just want to say thank you. Whether you watched one video or all 8, I hope it helped you feel more confident and excited about planning a trip to Europe. And if you want all of these tips delivered to your inbox, don't forget to sign up for my free email course, How to Plan a Trip to Europe. You'll get my full roadmap for planning an international vacation with ease. From big decisions like airfare and hotels to smaller details like what to pack. You can sign up via the link in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post thoughtful travel tips to help you plan better, travel smarter, and experience Europe more deeply. Thanks for being part of this journey with me. Tap here to watch the full playlist and keep planning trips that feel unforgettable.